jump in. Either you're right or mine. We just gotta get into something.
Hey, sweeties and swoons, it's your girl Candy, and you're watching Sweet Addictions TV. Yes, honey. So listen, this is gonna be my quick little my 2 cents about, not just the the Trayvon Martin case as well as Uncle P's video. Now, I don't know. I guess it's because y'all already kind of don't like Uncle P to begin with, and then maybe it's the way his tone of voice was that got y'all like just in an uproar. But if y'all would have listened, like, some of the stuff on that video I don't agree with, but the meat of the video of what he was talking about is actually was true. Like, if you think about it, I think a lot of y'all didn't get the difference between being killed and being murdered, because there's a difference. For instance, we're in the club, you step on my foot, you don't say excuse me, so I'm like, damn, excuse you. You turn around, you want to be Billy Badass, you swing and hit me, we start fighting, you whooping my ass, I got a gun, I shoot your ass. Hey, it's self-defense, you hit me first. It's a home invasion. I break into your house, you right there yelling, no, stop, pow, I shoot your ass, you die. That's murder. So what Uncle P was saying was, why he thinks it was a conspiracy on the state and everybody to try to get this man off is because in this particular case, there's no way without having a reasonable doubt to prove a murder. And it may seem fucked up, like, and I'm with y'all, I'm one of the people who feel like he should have followed that damn boy, he shouldn't have fucked with him, period. What you gotta, what are you doing? And I feel like, yes, he should be thrown up under the jail. Matter of fact, I feel like George Zimmerman should be cellmates with a nigga named Trey who got a cousin named Vaughn, and he feels some type of way. I do. But if we look at the case, and I know a lot of y'all probably didn't, you was pissed off at Uncle P. One, because, y'all already don't like him. So when you don't like somebody, any little thing piss y'all. Two, because he said it wasn't murder. And three, because it is so emotionally, like, with the racism that's in it. So, certain stuff you just don't want to hear. But let's look at the facts. And really the only facts we have is Trayvon went to the store, got him some Skittles and some tea, had on a hoodie, was walking, it was raining. Zimmerman followed him, he called the police. And I also thought that the police told him, don't follow him. But that's where those little loopholes and little things where they can play on words in the courtroom come from, is because once they played the recording back, they didn't say don't follow him. They said, we don't need you to do that. So that's how they can play on words, because technically, he was not told, do not follow him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're going on, and that's what you have to look at, even though to us it's some bullshit. It's like, okay, she's telling you don't do it. Basically, she's saying don't do it in other words, but technically, that's not what she said. And we know another fact is, by the end of the night, Zimmerman shot and killed Trayvon Martin. Now, what Uncle P was saying as far as the state should have came after him with manslaughter, because that would have been a slam dunk case. We wouldn't have been all these months. He would have been in jail. But in this case, to prove murder is so hard because there were no cameras. There were nobody like really witnesses sitting there watching it all go down. You know what I'm saying? So we can't say without a reason, do I want him to go to jail? Hell fuck yeah, because I don't think he should have followed that little boy anyway. Nigga, your what is it, secure home watch, neighborhood watch. So you watch, you see, you call if you think something suspicious. You don't go and follow somebody and you got guns, like you're doing too much. So do I think he should go? Hell yeah. But what we have to look at, we can't look at our emotions and how we feel about it. We have to look at what's going to stand up in a court of law. And speculation is not going to stand up in a court of law. That's why he said he thought it was a conspiracy, because why charge him with murder when you know damn well you can't prove to the jury without a benefit of a doubt that he committed murder? Why? Because technically, we don't know what happened. Can I say with all 100% guarantee that I know Trayvon didn't hit him first and they started fighting? No, I wasn't there. Can I say I know without a doubt that Zimmerman put his hands on Trayvon first and they started fighting before he got shot? No, I was not there. So what's that? That's reasonable doubt. With the jury, that's how the law works. If you have reasonable doubt in any of the situations, you cannot commit this man for murder. So why would the state charge him with something they know that they can't have a reason about a doubt on? And on both sides, Zimmerman and the state, neither one of them plowed their case through to where we like, yes, we 100%. So it's reasonable doubt. He cannot be charged with murder. So now the only thing we can hope for is that these jurors get him with manslaughter. Because if not, guess what? There's only 3 things that's there, which is murder, which he's not going to get charged for because there's reasonable doubt all up and through this, no matter how we feel about the situation. Manslaughter, which is what he did. Well, as far as what can be proven, because we don't know who hit who first. So as far as what can be proven, manslaughter. Or 3, he goes free. So really all we can do is sit and pray that, Trayvon Martin's family gets some type of justice. But as far as the state going after him for murder, yeah, I think it's kind of crazy because they knew they couldn't prove it 100%. So yeah, I think it was kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? Are y'all trying to get this nigga off? Like, is it a conspiracy for real? What's going on? And it's crazy because I've talked to a lot of people, in the real world, who feel like it may have been manslaughter. And the reason why and I talked to I talked to some, some men too. I talked to women, but I talked to some men that may have that state of mind and some, young teenagers his age. And some people may not like what I'm about to say, but, we can't act brand new. The pictures that are out of Trayvon, of course, they use, the younger pictures where, he's still a little chubby face, cute, look like a little kid. But in reality, the Trayvon that was when he, before that he was now, before he passed or, got killed, was, like any other. I'm not saying he was a thug. He's like any other average, 17-year-old, black male. He cool, he chill, he doing what he had to do, he rock out, smoke a little weed, fuck you, grill, I'm good. So when I asked these men, what do you think happened? Just what do you think? Quite a few of them said they feel like, okay, when Zimmerman popped up, when he found out that he was being followed, and he's some old, he said a lot of people a buck on a fake security guard or, whatever, neighborhood watch or whatever. So he probably was like, oh, fuck this nigga, the fuck you following me for? Talking shit. And because he felt like, nigga, you ain't nobody, you old fucking fake ass security guard, And they may have got into it. Zimmerman felt some type of way because he had a gun, so he wasn't scared. Trayvon didn't know at first he had a gun, so he popping on, what the fuck what the fuck you want type shit. And then so if they got into it, they feel like Trayvon was whooping his ass, and Zimmerman, was like, oh shit, this nigga fucking me up, and shot him. That's what a lot of people think, that Zimmerman thought he had him, but Trayvon was, got the upper hand. And so that's when he got scared and shot him. So that's what a lot of people who I've talked to think. But like I said, I honestly believe the state should have went after manslaughter because you could not prove without a reasonable doubt that it was murder. There wasn't enough evidence to prove murder. Even though we're looking at us, and I say us because, I'm looking at it like that too. Like, you should have never followed that boy. The fuck you fucking with him for? If you thought he was suspicious, you should have called the police and kept it fucking moving. Stay your ass in the house. They trying to say he was so scared. If you was so scared, you don't follow somebody you scared of. I don't give a damn, especially if they ain't fucking with you. You don't follow them. If I walk outside and I see a big ass fucking dog foaming at the mouth and shit, I'm not gonna run after it, yelling I'm scared. No, I'm gonna get the fuck on the other way. Okay? And so it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. But in the court of law, you have to prove it. You have to prove it. And it wasn't proven without any doubt on either side. So that's my take on it. And like I said, some of y'all may agree, some of y'all won't. But I will say this about Uncle P's video. I'm pretty much just said the same thing he said. And I'm sure I'm not going to be called Uncle Tom. You know? But I guess, like I said, when you don't like somebody, any little thing they say, Chad, fucks with your nervous system. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think. Be grown about it. I don't need all the, oh, that's fucked up and all the old extra shit. State your opinion on the case. And another thing I want to comment on before we go. When he was talking about the black on black crime and why isn't there uproar, I've seen a couple people say, this ain't got nothing to do with black on black crime. The point he was trying to make that I get, that I'm not sure why a lot of y'all didn't get, is the only time it's an uproar, like it's been with Trayvon Martin's case, is when it's an other who does something to us. And we feel like, oh, hell no. What the fuck? And we there's all types of stuff going on. When it's put out there. Because if you remember, nobody knew about Trayvon Martin, unless you maybe, if you stayed in that area. It was months before we found out about Trayvon Martin. Why? Because the parents took to the social media, got to spreading the word, went on BET, because nothing was being done. It wasn't out there. But they was like, oh no, fuck that. This is going to be heard about. So they did something about it. They stood up. They was able to get people campaigning online. They was able to get it on BET and all this stuff. You didn't hear about Trayvon Martin when it happened. It was months later. It was months later. And if they wouldn't have stood up and did what they had to do, you still wouldn't have known about it. So I think that's what he was talking about. It's like, when it happens in our own community, why don't we do that same thing? I hope this ain't about to cut off, but for instance, and then I'm going to go. A sweetie a while ago has sent me, I think it was a newspaper clipping or something, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the little boy, it was a teenager, and I think it was in Valdosta, Georgia. I'm not sure. But he was found in his school gym, I believe, beaten to a pulp, rolled up in a gym mat, and tucked away in the bleachers. And the police said there was no foul play. No foul play. So he just beat the shit out of himself, and with his last breath rolled himself up and tucked himself away. And I get a lot of comments on my page, so I had lost where the little girl, and I couldn't remember the little girl's name, so I lost the article because I was going to talk about it on the rant, but I couldn't find it. I even tried to, Google, and it wouldn't pop up. But guess what? If we did the same thing, and I say social media because let's be real, that's where most of us found out about this, when it popped off. And that's kind of like, that spreads quicker than the regular news. If we were to do the same thing, I would know this little boy's name. I don't know it. I haven't heard about it except for when that baby sent me the little article. That's it. So what he's saying is, why wait until it's another ethnicity that comes and does us wrong? When we see that our inner circle is fucking us up. And let's be real, even without this case, a lot of black folks say black folks is fucking it up for us. As always, that's what we call real niggas, like the ones that's coming out doing dumb shit. But when it's brought up in this case, it was just a whole bunch of, we ain't talking about that. That was the point. We need to. There's a lot of shit going on that we could be, marching and when I say march, I ain't even technically mean like, like they did back in the day, because even social media nowadays is what's popping, and what everybody's saying, if he gets off, it's going to be riots. Ain't going to be no damn riot. All the riots is going to be online. People going to be talking shit online and all that shit. That's what the riot's going to be. But it ain't going to be like how it used to be back in the 80s and shit. But it's just a little food for thought. Y'all let me know what you think. All right, babies? As always, thanks for watching. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to subscribe. And please send your prayers up for Trayvon Martin's family. I pray that they do get, the justice they deserve. All right, babies. I'm out. Peace.